Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part two of Crate Expectations. If you have not watched part one, you should definitely go do so on Zara's channel to figure out what's all the air quotes are all about, because that's the thing. And then you can like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Do
I
all
wouldn't
the
really say they're a thing.
do all of the do all of the things over there, and then come back and just hang out.
Right. You're part two of Create Expectations. You're like the Diet Coke of evil. Of Create Expectations, I mean.
I don't really like Diet Coke. Can I be like root beer or something?
That's the only kind of soda I've had to vomit from, so sure.
I'm gonna ask you about that when we're not recording.
Yeah. I may I will probably not tell you.
Nah, man. My
Just
my
kidding.
interest is piqued. Um, so
uh
we did we
we
did
could
a
trade
lot.
vomit stories. It'll be good.
Ooh, yeah. We did a bunch of the big news on your channel, and now we can do some viewer questions.
Here, should we try to do an air quote at the same time for something? Like we could both do news, and it'll make form one actual air quote.
Form one air quote. What hand do I have to use?
I don't know the other one.
This one.
Yeah, I have to use this one.
I feel like I'm doing like little bunny foo foo.
Okay, let's surprise everyone. We'll try it sometime, and just surprise everyone. Stay tuned.
Oh
Don't
boy.
turn it off yet, guys.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's do viewer questions before we really derail this. Uh Derek Winkleman asked, would he be crazy to finish a Phoenix team before finishing Rey? He doesn't have Jedi Master Kenobi, currently is using Fennec to counter Lord Vader, focuses on GAC, and feels like having a more consistent Lord Vader killer and freeing up bounty hunters to go elsewhere would go further than having a singular Rey team. They would require a similar amount of resources to finish
So Ray or
Phoenix.
Phoenix, and they're kind of equidistant by
Right.
his estimation. All right, what do you think?
Okay, so I'm curious, and I don't know enough about this counter to know how much of it is Datacron dependent and how much of it is the Omicron from Captain Rex. Um,
Right.
because if a good chunk of it is Datacron dependent, then that going after Phoenix is not going to help you for very long. At least not currently, because we don't know when we'll get this a similar Datacron that would boost them this way that as the Captain Rex one is right now. Um yeah. So that is my question as an answer to, but my question to you, because is it I literally just used this team for the first time to count, or not the first time, the second time to counter Ray. I used it in Territory Wars with the Datacron, and then I used it in GAC today.
To counter Ray,
Or sorry, to counter Lord Vader.
I was like, I have not heard of that.
No,
But
sorry, Lord
okay,
Vader.
pretty good.
And it is a ton of fun. I absolutely
Mm-hmm.
loved it. And my squad is not even that high. Like three of my characters are Relic 3 on the Phoenix squad. Um,
In Territory Wars, did they have Maul?
I think so. I can't remember.
So this is my big thing is it first off it is Datacron dependent because you
Hmm.
need the ramping damage. Like once
Okay.
you get to a certain point, I mean, if you're always facing someone who only has like a Relic 3 Royal Guard and they don't put Maul with the team, like maybe like Phoenix becomes like, oh yeah, you can maybe do that. But like and I know that not everyone is top 50 or whatever. You know, I face majority of my opponents have Relic 9 Royal Guard and Relic 9. They'll have 4 or 5 Relic 9s on the whole Lord Vader team, and Phoenix, even if they don't have Maul, it's still a really challenging fight. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
really tough. And if they do have Maul, Maul will just kill one of your guys, and you'll probably lose.
Right.
So even now, it's not a universal Vader counter. And once the Datacron goes away, they want to ramping damage. Now, one thing I will say, if you put the Hera Omicron on, then it actually does give you ramping damage in Territory Wars.
Right. So you get a little bit more use for them there, or like a little bit more shelf life.
I would call them more of a Jabba counter, though, than a Lord Vader counter. Lord Vader counter would be that's like a cleanup team for Lord Vader,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's useful in its own right, but it's not like lately. I've just been on my main account. If there's a really strong Lord Vader team, I'll use bounty hunters to kill Maul and whoever else I can, and then I'll use Phoenix to clean up.
Right. Right. And like when I used them today in GAC, the team didn't have Maul.
Right. That's why I asked about your Territory War experience. I had
Yeah.
pre-knowledge about your
Right.
escapades.
My escapades today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if it's Datacron dependent, like you're saying, you need the ramping damage, then you're going to chase something that arguably, like by the how fast can you get there? Because and even if you can get there fast, is it worthwhile when that
Right.
Datacron's going to expire? Relatively soon, like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, like a maximum in it GAC wise, a maximum of 5 more uses.
Right. So I would probably go for Ray for that reason.
Yeah, I mean I typically I love the idea people want to, go build their awesome different team, and I don't. Okay, so the new Galactic Legend event, whatever it's called, the
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate Challenge or whatever.
Right,
It's
the ultimate journey thing, whatever.
yeah,
That
a
doesn't feel very
journey.
ultimate yes.
Yeah, it's really pushing people into reprioritizing Galactic Legend. Like
Hmm.
for forever, I'm like, just chase squirrels, guys. Like work on your off meta stuff. Like it's way more fun, way more rewarding. You learn all the mechanics better in the game. Like you're more engaged. It's a lot more fun and rewarding, in my opinion, to
Hmm.
just have 3 Galactic Legends and consistently go 3-0 against 3 people with 7 Galactic Legends. You only have 3. Like it is so satisfying and fun. And yet now it's like if you're not going for Galactic Legends consistently, then you're shooting yourself in the foot long term.
Right, because you want that currency to get your Omicrons or whatever you're spending it on.
Yeah, or the characters from Conquest.
Yeah,
If you're a
the
newer
catch up.
account, yeah,
That's a
you're
huge boost. Like that's a huge speed up there.
well, in theory it would be for us. For a new player, it's not actually because they don't have any Galactic Legends.
Well, yeah.
But no,
Uh
it is a really nice secondary way to get those materials that you just didn't have before. But I just Galactic Legends, reluctantly, I have to say, Galactic Legends are very, very. They're significantly more important now.
it's a good point. I actually forgot about that store. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's fun.
Next.
I keep like making myself feel dumb today
Uh-huh.
for good reason that I should feel dumb about certain things, but then sometimes you're like, I forget about that. I'm like, oh, I feel better.
I'll just tell you everything that I forget about. I'll probably forget to do that. Um, I was saying, which of the Jedi Cal requirements has made the most impact for you in the game and why?
Which of the Jedi Cal Omicrons?
Requirements.
requirements.
Yeah, the required tunes. So
I want to hear your answer.
what's his requirements? Baby Cal,
Seer,
Seer,
Tarful.
Marin, and Turful. Um, I honestly think Seer.
Okay.
Um, I mean, the most obvious answer being that means we can get to Zepho and territory battles. Right there.
Sure.
She's the leader for that mission and she's locked into the leader, so you have to use her. Um, but she's also now the leader for my unaligned force users. So I think it's kind of a twofold there. Um, Marin would probably be the second one, I would say, only because my Night Sisters are pretty trash. So if I actually gave them some love, it would probably be her. But Tarful's definitely not it.
Not yet. I mean, he might eventually. He's helped me win the Wookiee mission on Kashyyyk.
Right,
But, I mean, it's just a combat mission.
right.
Saw has helped me win. I've won a few of the special missions with Saw now. Now that Drogon's here, especially, really helps.
Hmm.
'Cause it's Rebel fighters. But by far, in my opinion, I mean, I love Seer. She does good. The Zepho unlock. I mean, I think that impact can't just be ignored. I think in terms of noticeable though, for me, it's just Marin.
Hmm.
She has been a revelation for the Night Sisters, and she just deletes things, man. She is so impressive to me. I really enjoy the heck out using her. So in fives, you're not at least. I don't know. I'm waiting for someone to find a clever way to do it to kill Jabba with them.
Right.
Now that their Kron is gone in fives, I haven't seen that. I've seen it in threes. I'm gonna try to do that next season. But uh, she in fives, like one of the problem squads that I've had in the past is the Zori squads, and I now I just delete them. Most of my team in on Professor X is
Hmm.
I have gear 12 on 3 of the characters, including Marin. And then Asajj is Relic 2, and Daka is Relic 5. And I kill Relic 7 Zori squads consistently for 65 banners.
I wonder if I'm just using Marin wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. So, I'm sorry. I just wanted to act really certain. No,
Well, because like that, your Professor X squad and mine are somewhat similar. Yours is probably modded way better than mine, but
I'm very intentional about how I mod a couple of them, yes.
yeah.
So
Because
that could be.
I only have Asajj and Daka at Relics, and that other Night Sister that I always forget about.
Oh, do you have their Omicrons too? Because I have the Marin Omicron and the Asajj one.
No, I don't. I do have some spare Omicrons floating around though. We could make something happen.
I would say Marin's Asajj's is great too. If you're getting a lot of use out of Night Sisters and you want some more, like the Asajj one is really nice. But Marin's, I put Marin's on my 3-star Gear 8 Marin, and I was so happy with it.
Hmm.
She's crazy, man. She makes that team so much better. So, um, like it just in terms of I've always loved Night Sisters anyways, and
Mhm.
the fact that I can like she just dials them up a million. It's super fun. Yeah, I love it. It's super cool. I'm curious to know if we're gonna get any Night Sister reinforcements from the Ahsoka show.
Hmm. I wonder that too, actually. That was actually one of the things I thought about when I was watching it. I was like, oh, are you gonna come to the game?
Yeah, I think we should. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Um, okay, let's do one more question and then we can move on and I'll save the rest of the questions for next week.
Sure.
Cool. Um, Breezy, how do you decide when it's time to farm Cantina requirements? So characters that are on the Cantina nodes. The example being they just unlocked Rey, they have Ben at Gear 12, and they plan to take Rey and Ben to Relic 8 before farming Baby Cal and also Drogon. Um, Wondering though if either of us has a formula or specific plan for when to do Cantina farms, and how do you deal with the feeling when you're farming Cantina that you're losing out on relics through signal data. Bonus points if you have examples of your own, like them going after Ray and Ben to relegate first, and then going towards characters.
I'll keep letting you go first.
Man. Um, okay, so I feel like we say this a lot, but like I pretty much always farm characters as soon as they go farmable, which I understand is not necessarily the thing that people can do every single time. Um, that being said, I do, maybe it's easier in relation because of like for the Professor X account for this, but we do a ton of signal data farming there, like to the point that like that's all we farm. But we farm that to the point that we have what we need, and then make the switch to the character that we need to farm. So like right now we're farming Drogon. Um, I know for myself what I've also done is if I know double drops are coming, I will farm the character during double drops a lot of the time.
Yeah, I really like. I don't know how much of an impact that really makes, just on the mental side of it, though. Just being able to knock out. I love it when they give us like 7 days of double drops, like, or
Hmm.
however long, like an extended period of time, and you just go in and knock out one full character.
Yeah,
It's a great thing. You're like, oh man, that didn't take any time. Then it feels like the psychological impact of farming
yes,
is just so nice, because then you're like, okay, I just farm signal data, and I just magically have Hondo done now or
right.
something.
The other thing I do, and again, I understand that not everyone will do this, but I get the Conquest Pass, the $10 pass every month in Conquest, and then I red crate. So you get the bonus shards along the path. So I don't have to buy any of the shards from the scavenger.
Yep.
Um, and then instead I go and I buy signal data.
Now, that is an understated strategy. I mean, I do that too. I mean, we do that on Professor X as well. I
Yeah.
mean, like the signal data at the end of the day, actually, so like in terms of the raid and how much like raid currency you're getting, the what ends up happening once you start getting to the really high crates, which I know that not everyone's going to get to that point, but if you do, if your guild's like, yeah, we're going to jump into it, remember what that means is you're like getting Mark III currency is the reason you would go to a higher crate at a certain
Hmm.
point, and the Mark III currency is just going to push you into adding higher relic levels, which means you need more signal data.
Right.
Like that. That's all like if you go to a higher box, there's a certain degree of you should feel a little bit of trepidation or something of just like, oh crap, like I'm actually now our guild is committing me to spending other resources that maybe I'm not used to farming as much. And the impact of that red crate with or sorry, not just the red crate, but the conquest pass,
Hmm.
being able to buy signal data instead of shards is, I mean, it's strong. It's a really strong impact.
Yeah. I mean it looks like nothing when you're buying it because there's only a fixed amount that you can buy, but I think it's a good impact.
Honestly, I'd have to think about it some more. This is the first time I've thought about it, but like you could almost just on some of the farms delay your farm if you decide if you're still free to play, you don't want to spend money on the crate.
Hmm.
Maybe you still spend all your currency on signal data, and then you just wait for a month or two to just earn the shards naturally on those characters instead of getting the immediate unlock
Oh, you mean for Conquest?
in Conquest. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't need the character after the first 3 months, why not?
You're like, well, that character looks cool, but I'm not gonna have a team that goes with them.
Right.
Like, why go for Trench if you don't have any supporting characters to go with them, for
Right.
instance?
So, yeah, I think that's that's what I do personally. Do you do anything different?
For signal data and farming the character. So Yeah, I mean, Prevail Man is probably the biggest question mark on that front because that's the one that I typically I'm like, okay, just very consistently farming like 5 or 6 characters or more on normal energy, and then farming 2 to 3 characters on ship's energy on that account. And that's like a 6 million account now. It was like 4 million, and then I bought some of those bundles, and it's just escalated things. But it the thing about it is uh what I'll do, I think at the very start you should probably be nonstop farming characters. At the very start of account creation, there are a lot of characters that you're like, yeah, I need these right now. I
Hmm.
need them really badly. And so you should probably, because you don't need relics early game necessarily either. So signal data is not really a thing. And so farming these characters, and then eventually you'll get to the point where you have 3 or 4 projects going on, but you're farming. You just have to kind of layer your farming and stuff. So usually I'll have like, okay, um, I'm farming this team, and I'm gearing this team up to gear 12, and this other team I'm getting relics on. Like kind of just
Right.
stagger them, and so it'll kind of naturally fall into line where, like, okay, I can't. I just got to pause on relics for a little bit because I need to farm this one character for one of my farms. So once that's done, then we can start doing the signal data thing again, and you still gain passive signal data over time with stuff.
Hmm.
And one
Assault
thing, and
battles.
yeah, soul battles will give them to you. I mean, in conquest, if you're,
Hmm.
if you have the currency for it and stuff. One thing that I need to make a video to amend a previous thing. I used to say only spend energy on farming shards first, and with obvious exceptions. But um, I do think that spending a little bit of your energy to farm signal data or farming, Kyrotech, for instance, is
Hmm.
not necessarily a terrible choice. Like you should be doing 3 energy refreshes and try to do 2 to 3 Cantina refreshes. Sometimes it's going to make sense to farm some Kyrotech here and there. You can't
Hmm.
farm exclusively characters, so
It's fair. Fair. Okay.
it's very fair. I'm a very fair person.
Super fair. Okay, so I'll save the
Like
rest for next week
pale.
so we don't have like a 3 hour episode.
Sure.
Um, and then let's do the pack review, which we're gonna do a screenshot of it because it's not in the store. It's a
Yeah.
pop-up.
Okay, go ahead and go to there, and then I'll pull up the.
All right. Hopefully this works.
All
Okay.
right, here we are. Okay, so how long is? I don't even know how long this pack is gonna last. For at least 3 days. I know people were mentioning it. Well, because there's a purchase limit on it.
Yes.
You
Hmm.
can only buy it once a day, right?
Yeah.
Or
I think
you,
and you can buy no, I think you can buy it more than once a day. You can buy it 4 times. Is it only once a day though, like for
no,
4 days in a row?
it's 3 times. The purchase limit is 3. I know
Oh.
that. The thing is, I think people were thinking that it just disappears because it's a pop up, and then if you
Mm-hmm.
can't, you have to try some shenanigans to be able to get it to stop with the or to be able to pop up again on the same day or something.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
this is a really interesting one. $10,
Right.
and you
14
get.
Canadian.
Oh, I thought it used to be 12.90. Whatever though.
No, it's always been
It's
thirteen
always
ninety
okay.
nine.
It must be nice to have a good memory.
Um, well,
I wasn't
uh,
complimenting yours. Sorry. Um, well, one thing is one of the possibilities here. So you spend
mhm,
$10
mhm,
and you get one of these stacks. Which
correct.
there's also though there's arrow magnifiers in there. I think, or is it arrow magnifiers or is it electriums? Someone was really mad though because they got a result that
Oh, really?
isn't on this list. Yeah,
I would be pissed.
yeah.
Yikes, that's not good.
I mean, it maybe you wanted arrow magnifiers or something. I don't know.
Maybe, but also like if I'm looking at this list specifically and I'm deciding I want to buy it, it's because I'm basing it off of this list, right?
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, but that is an important distinction though. It's one of them, not all of this stuff. So either get only the 15 Zetas or only the 10 laptops. Like, um, it's not everything. Because at first glance, you know, it looks like it's everything, but it's not.
Right. Well, so I don't know what the comparison of signal data here is. It looks okay though. $10 to get some of these. Seems probably pretty comparable to what you'd get. $10 to buy the Kyrotech would be a pretty good purchase. If I mean, obviously,
Mhm.
this is all if you're a spender, but honestly, there's not for $10. There's not a terrible result. Zinbiddle would be a little underwhelming because they're pretty easy to get, but
Right.
like which one of these would you say would you be really disappointed in getting? $10.
Maybe like the 200 blue signal data, the
Is it
square,
just 200?
like
Oh
the
yeah, 200.
square,
Yeah,
the square
yeah.
one.
They're pretty easy to
Um,
get.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because those add up really quickly that I would be fine. Like I'm fine to farm those. I would rather get the other one. Um, but like I personally would buy this for $10. It has not popped up for me. I've tried to make it pop up.
That's what.
And
She was grumbling
uh
about. Hmm.
I've also looked in the web store and it's not there. So it's just pop up. It's not in the regular store. It's just a pop up, which is so silly because if you can buy this multiple times, it needs to be in the store.
I think that's pretty frustrating. And so I'm not saying that those that you're wrong to feel disappointed or whatever. I will say, just in terms of just buying crystals or whatever
Hmm.
value, it is so it's 1,500 crystals for 100 of those square ones.
For one, so it'd be 3,000 crystals to get 200.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for 100 of the green ones, it costs 2,000.
Okay. So 3,000 crystals for 150.
Um, yeah, yeah. So
Right.
yeah, it's this is a relatively good deal in terms of just bang for your buck. Like if
Mhm.
and honestly, that yeah, all of these are worth their money. I, in terms of just spending, I'd say the Zin Biddles, but even 20 on Zin Biddles is not nothing to scoff at. That's a pretty big amount of gear.
Yeah.
You just get you can get enough Mark III currency that Zin Biddles are easy to farm, kind of. But yeah, this I would say I'd give this an A. This pack is good value for the money you spend.
Yeah. I would like it to pop up for me.
She keeps saying it.
So, um, yeah, it is like it's called a Jawa merchant bundle, whatever, Jawa scavenger bundle. Um,
Cool.
so if you see it, I would
Yeah.
I would buy it.
All right.
All right.
Agreed.
Cool.
All right. I'm gonna pause it, and you can get to the account. All right. So we've got the newly loaded or
Hmm.
newly arted Sabine.
Yeah. She's got her helmet on. What do you think?
I like this change. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that they went the helmet route. I tend to
Hmm.
like to see the characters' faces, I guess. Unless it's a thing like I mean, Din Djarin should have his helmet on, for instance.
Right.
But like the clones, I like that they're I mean, the clones are pretty much the same, so they can have a helmet or not. But Sabine is she's not constrained by that, in my opinion. She shouldn't feel constrained by it, and
Mhm.
so it's just too bad. A little bit. I mean, her earlier art was not great though.
Yeah, this is a significant upgrade. And then like the little profile picture, I'll just back out so we can see it. The little profile picture is updated and no helmet.
Yeah, she looks a little old. She looks like gray haired, to
It
my
does
eyes
need
at
to
least.
be, I think it does need to be a bit more like saturated.
Yeah.
Um,
I've seen a lot of people say that the old art was way better, and I really disagree with that. Let me show you guys the marquee art for this.
mhm.
From this is over 6 years ago, but it's just I don't see how you'd see this picture. Like someone captioned it and said, well, like the actual post was on Reddit, and the post's name was in capital letters, her face.
Oh boy.
That's all it said. And then someone captioned it and said, meth, not even once.
Oh
Which
boy.
it was funny because I found the picture and I was like, oh, I found my upvote for the meth, not even once comment from 6 years ago. But um, no, it the old art on her was not good. It was like no one, people so immediately draw these conclusions of like, oh yeah, the old stuff was better. Like, why are they screwing around with this? This is so stupid.
Mhm.
And I can understand a reluctance to embrace like the live action characters. Like, I think Thrawn looks worse, frankly, from even though it's more true to the live action version of Thrawn.
Right.
I like the cartoon one better, frankly. Um, but
Sure.
but that's, I mean, you have to take it on a case by case basis, and I think Sabine looks way better now.
Yeah, I like that they updated her. I'm good with this. Um, but I
So we
figure,
did our art review, so
yeah,
we're good.
we can review her actual abilities because we haven't. I'm surprised we haven't reviewed her before.
She's always been one of the most intriguing characters to me.
Mhm.
Like ever since she was released, I've always thought she was great, and at least potentially great because she's got her kit does so many cool things. I want to see what your thoughts are, but I've yeah tons of stuff to say about her.
Okay.
She's really fun.
Um, I mean, I'm sure you're more familiar with her kit than I am because I literally just took her to Relics last week. Um,
You're
but
crazy.
I know. I
I
know
like
she's
you, but you're
got,
crazy.
I know her basic does, it does stuff based off of whatever the enemy has, if they're debuffed or something. Um,
Click on
we,
it.
we can look at it. We can look at it. Okay, so physical damage. Okay, so you score an additional hit for turn meter. Targets debuffed. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean now it's totally defunct, but she used to be able to do 4 hits with her basic against
Mhm.
the crate dragon.
Right.
Like
Not anymore.
against the thermals, I guess is the thing, or
Right.
the snacks I always used to call them.
The
But
snacks, and you would get all the stacks off of them.
yeah, well, because they'd only have 5 stacks. But yeah,
Hmm.
honestly, I think that her basic is the least interesting part to me. Like
Yeah,
she does 4 hits, and that can be really strong in certain circumstances. But
but she's
um,
got armor shred.
yep, she's got armor shred.
That's fun. That's on her special.
Hey, look, a special that is 1 sentence.
That's wow. And a cooldown of 2.
Yeah, so you can just
Wow.
spam that attack if you have Chopper on. If you're on a Phoenix team and
Mm.
with Rex, then he's consistently reducing people's cooldowns, including her. Including Sabine. She's going to be able to armor shred, which also just indirectly ramps your damage considerably because everyone is always assisting against them,
And it's Chopper that's doing that?
reducing the cooldowns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. That's why you want Sabine on the. A lot of people have been saying like use Ezra there, or use Zeb, and they're like, well, Sabine doesn't do any damage, and I'm like, first off, she does because of that armor shred. She doesn't personally do a whole lot. I understand,
Hmm.
but if you look beyond just the really superficial concern of how like of her personal damage, she also indirectly does a lot because she does a ton of exposes on her next ability.
Right. On her this one.
Hmm.
Um,
This one only has 1 sentence too.
yeah, it's a very long sentence. So expose, stagger. It's an AoE.
Mm-hmm. They
Yeah.
can't counter it.
Wow. I didn't realize that it couldn't be countered.
Phoenix allies gain crit chance up and offense up from it.
That's good. So you're hitting harder again.
Yeah,
Like,
and if this attack scores a critical hit, reduce her cooldowns by 2.
dang. And
So
it's a
yeah,
cooldown of 5, so you could theoretically use it again a lot faster.
right. Well, with Chopper, you can kind of just spam her specials.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I noticed that today when I was using the Phoenix squad. I was like, oh, she's got armor shred again.
Yeah, AOE stagger
Mhm.
and then you expose everyone. Also, it's just really strong. I mean, it's really nice. I love the stagger, um, especially because Rex has an AOE. So if you can time it right, she'll stagger everyone. And I mean, you kill Jabba teams with this pretty easily because the Jabba team just doesn't take that many turns.
Right. You're just going um nonstop.
Right, and then yeah, you're cycling through your turn meter so fast, and then you put out another stagger, and then you do another AOE from Rex and trigger that, and yeah, it's just it's magic. It's really fun. This is probably the ability that I mean it's I think this is her Zeta ability as well, but this is the one that I've always just thought she has so much potential if you can find a good way to use this.
Hmm. And Rex opens that up clearly.
Oh yeah, he really does.
Yeah. And then obviously the unique, which is shared with like all of the Phoenix people, is just okay, crit chance and crit damage.
Yeah, I mean
So you're hitting
people.
harder.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh yeah, she doesn't add any damage except for stupid unique. It's not good." And I just the impact of armor shred, even just one armor shred on a tough to kill opponent,
Hmm.
is remarkable. It's very strong.
I was shocked today when I was able to kill this Lord Vader. I mean, like I knew it could be done, but like I was able to kill this Lord Vader squad and like I had the armor shred on him and you just see
Yeah.
them like chip in and you can see like the chunks. I was expecting to see little bits of the health bar go down and you're seeing like chunks of it come out. Um, which was great.
Part of that, to be clear, is the ramping damage,
Yes, but still.
but no, it really it's very noticeable. If you've ever done the turtle strategy on the Zepho unlock mission, even one armor shred is noticeably different for in terms of damage you can deal.
Right. Right.
Our armor shred is not to be discounted, in my opinion. But yeah, she's super fun. One of my favorite characters, honestly. And I'm glad that she's finally. She also has a ton of tags. She has Phoenix. She
Yeah.
has Mando. She's Rebel. Lots of very relevant things.
Hmm.
Let me see.
So, out of
Hmm.
curiosity, with the addition now of Captain Rex, do you think she would stay with the Phoenix squad versus going to a Mando squad?
I mean,
I guess it's going to depend too on what Nubo does.
it just depends on what Man Catan does. So, like Mandalore Catan, sorry. But yeah, it really does. Who knows what her kit's gonna be like?
Hmm.
At first, I was like, oh, she's getting an art rework or redo. Like maybe she's gonna get, maybe she's going to be good with the new. But what they've just been reskinning the Ahsoka characters, so I think
Right.
that's what this is.
Right. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, she's my guess is that she'll just be with Phoenix, but I mean, there's a very distinct possibility. I'm trying to think. Okay, so guaranteed members of the Catan team are gonna be Bo-Katan, the Mandalore, the new one,
Hmm.
the new guy, Paz
Paz.
Vizsla,
Hmm.
IG-12, and
Hmm.
probably Bando, and then we have a fifth that who knows,
Yeah.
maybe Sabine, maybe not.
Who knows? Okay. Um, anything else to add about her?
No.
No. All right.
No, I don't think so.
Shall we roast a roster then?
Yeah. Let's
How
do it.
I'm sure we're overtime as per usual.
Right. I mean, it depends on how you define it, but definitely have gone 40 minutes.
Okay, so we'll do this relatively quick. So this is a Patreon.
Oh, so many people jumping in line. Maybe they should sign up for our Patreons.
Mm-hmm. Jump the line and get a roster roast.
Maybe. That seems like that might be beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To,
So to
honestly, not to my sanity. I just, I'm always like, really? Why do you even play this game? But okay, so we have Casual Yogurt, who's in Kyber 3 somehow with a 4-star profundity.
mm-hmm. That's 7.6 million GP.
Okay, so a decent GP to be in Kyber 3, but still only a 4-star profundity.
Okay.
I don't know, his opponents are letting him get away with stuff. I guess that's good.
Let's see what we've got. Oh, that's a lot of purple.
It is. Yep.
That is a lot of purple. Okay, so 9 out of 11 capital ships. So we're missing
The
Leviathan.
an executor.
Ah, that's interesting, but you've got profundity.
Yeah, and at 7 million, that's a little surprising. Seems like you should maybe be a little further along in your ship. Could we just see what their bounty hunters are like? Just to see, maybe there's hope for humanity yet.
Like their bounty hunter ships or
Yeah,
characters.
yeah, yeah. Bounty hunter ships, please.
Oops, wrong one.
Okay.
Interesting.
Your
Okay.
bando makes me want to cry. I guess
Okay.
let's do a real quick look at their. Have they been farming their 7? Uh, my guess is that they actually get a decent amount of use from their ship roster. They do have, like, General Grievous is
Hmm.
geared, and my guess is that they actually get some mileage from it. But let's look and see if they farmed things or not.
All right.
They didn't farm Defender or Sith Fighter or Reaper
Or gauntlet.
or Bomber or okay, so
Okay. Ah, there's the vulture. Okay.
my optimism has. Why do I ever let myself be optimistic about this? Like,
Ah.
I, I am
What's his
so.
Grievous capital? Okay, so he's got a Relic 7 Grievous. Like, you should definitely have those pilotless ones farmed.
You're just throwing
And
away
and
survivability and
Negotiator.
damage. Yeah.
Battle Bee. Yeah. Yeah.
Can we just be done now?
No. Ah, okay. And then the rest is pretty much. So this looks like you bought the Radis pack, which makes me wonder if you bought all the Ray packs.
Yeah. Look at the. Go up a little bit. There's a
Hmm.
ship. Oh yeah, they have a 7-star Marauder. Almost certainly, they bought the Ray pack. Look at the Star Fortress. Are they the Relic 5 on?
Yeah,
Well, hold on. Maybe that's not. I guess
that's
were they
that's the
both required at
Radis.
5?
The Radis pack.
No, go.
Oh
Just
no, wait.
look for the Resistance X-wing. I guess that'll show if they.
Yeah, Relic 5.
Yeah, they bought the pack. That's fine. Congratulations, Casual Yogurt. You were able to farm the Marauder to completion without spending any crystals, hardly. And okay,
Okay. So about what I would expect for the rest of this, given
it's fine.
the other things. Oh,
All right.
I just saw Anakin.
Yeah, I noticed him on the way down. I'm already just blanket disappointed here, so this really just not gonna add anything.
All right. Well, let's look at Datacrons real quick, and then we'll go look at the characters, which I didn't look at anything, by the way. Aw, man.
A couple
There's a couple.
Datacrons. All right. No
There's a
level
couple.
threes. No level threes. The level threes on Arcane Visions are really good too.
Mm-hmm.
All those buffs, crazy strong. Buffs on basic. Um, 4 Galactic Legends.
5. You just got Ray.
No ultimate though, so she's a little
Mm-hmm.
farther down. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jedi Cal up top.
Okay. Okay. We got Malicos unlocked. Okay.
You know, my Prevail Man account will probably be the only account ever to have Jedi Cal unlocked before Jedi Knight Luke.
Jeez.
It's really dumb. I feel somewhat foolish, so we can continue on.
Okay. Do you want me to sort by speed first?
Oh, they have Malicos unlocked. Look at
Yeah.
you. At Relic
Malicos unlocked
7.
with a bunch of Omicrons.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do the speed thing, yeah.
Yeah.
300 game.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Speed.
Yeah, so who...
Yikes.
The Echo
Although,
makes me a little nervous.
Gear 12 could have 6 mods and be super fast.
Your General Skywalker should not be that... He should not be faster than Mara Jade.
Mara.
That should not be a thing. All right, you can pick first. I'm sure you already peaked, so
I
it's
didn't
meaningless.
peak.
But
I'm gonna say shock.
shock. All right. That's actually a pretty good one.
Nuts.
Okay, go down. Stop.
Sorry.
Gosh. All right, I think casual yogurt. Could you go down one more? Actually, I just want to see what the hierarchy is. Okay, so it's... I mean, like, why would Scando be fast? Or Boba be fast? That's the thing. Like, Jedi Revan should be fast. Should be faster than Starkiller. Starkiller should not be fast either. And which makes me think he's not fast. I think he's just got 60 mods. But, I mean, I probably would have picked Shakti. I'm going to go with Jedi Cal right next to him.
All right.
Right next to her.
Let's look at Jedi Cal.
Let's see it.
Okay. 297.
No.
Did you do it?
What's that?
Dash is 299. Man, that was freakishly close though. So Darth Revan's gotta be 300. 306. Man. Oh, shock. Out of curiosity. 290.
All right. Well, sucks to suck. Let's continue.
All right, I'm gonna take this off the speed sorting. What do you want to look at in particular? So he's got Malicos, he's got Jedi Cal. Let's see. So he just unlocked Ray, clearly bought the bundles, which is fine.
Wait, real quick, could you go back to the speed? I wanna start giving people scores. How many characters are they above? So who is it? It's Darth Revan. So
Darth Revan.
Their score is 13. Then
right, 13 characters above 300.
300 or above. Yeah.
Just start giving people scores. Okay. What should we look at? Scott Ray.
So I do want to give props for getting Malicos and Malgus, and like it looks like this person has paid some attention to Conquest. I want to look at their UFUs though. I want to see if they farmed any Inquisition, or even more interesting, if they bothered to get Ben solo.
Oh, that is interesting because of Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get Ray, so I'm not gonna farm that worthless character." Oh, he did.
Okay. He
He,
does.
he has 7-star Ben. Good
Yep.
job.
Just needs gear, but
Inc-
that's not a. Sorry. Go ahead.
Inquisition aren't farmed.
Oh. And no Grand Inquisitor or Reva.
Okay.
So. Okay. Okay.
Well, I know Fulcrum to go with. Uh, all right. All right. Well,
Yeah. No Fulcrum.
I'll just doomed to be disappointed in people. But you pick a faction.
Let's look at bounty hunters. Even though I know you were sad. Let's see if you'll be sadder. Oh.
You know, I got really excited the other day by my opponent in Erodium having a Gear 12 Grief and Mando. I was like, look at you. You have you have farmed characters that are so much, but like you understand, and they didn't really understand a lot of other roster things decisions, but like Grief and Mando are arguably, I mean, they're just not required, I guess. So that's why people don't
Yeah.
farm
Yeah.
them. But
That's why.
but to me, it like this is crazy. You can get so much mileage for so many years,
Mm-hmm.
for so long. Like I'm still getting a ton of mileage on my endgame account with Grief and
Mm-hmm.
Mando. They are crazy strong.
I used them today. I can't remember who I used them against, to be totally honest with you, but
No, that
didn't matter. It was the clean, like it was a clean 65.
in my opinion, bounty hunters should be one of your first focuses in the game. Like when you start,
Yeah, I
you
agree
should
with you.
start looking at bounty hunters.
Yeah.
So this is obviously disgusting.
Um, I don't know.
Jedi.
Jedi?
Well, they have a lot of Jedi, right? They have both of the Galactic Legend Jedis.
That's
So I mean,
true. There's your Gear 12 Jolie, though.
and Anakin and Basti.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to
Ooh,
have the rest of
4-star
this.
Cam.
Yeah, well, that's fine, I guess.
I
I don't
know.
know.
I know.
You worked so hard getting us all chem shards, so
I did, so I just look at it all the time. Okay.
he does have the Omicron on Qui-Gon for some reason, like that, and relics on Qui. Like, what's going on with that? Like Gear 12 Anakin, no Kiadi
Yeah, yeah, you need. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a huge. Oof. You just take even Cam at Gear 11
with a
is going
Zeta.
to
Yeah,
with yeah, like on that Qui-Gon team is going to mess with people.
absolutely.
Oh man. Okay. Who else do you want to look at? Sith?
Nothing.
Let's look at Sith.
I don't want to look at anything. This
There you
sucks.
go.
Stop torturing me. This is horrible. I hate this.
Oh man. Why Relic 2 on Darth Revan?
Why Gear 12 on Malak?
Hmm.
Why an Omicron on Treya when your whole squad is total shit?
Poor Traya. Man. I'm trying to think. I guess you're farming, technically still farming tickets because you're working on the Ray alt. I'm just trying to think of what would be the next logical. I mean, I think the next thing to do is to go after Executor.
Yeah, and work on other good things for once.
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here you go. Are you ready to be really sad?
I hate this part so much.
The
He
best
did.
part.
Just stop farming things, man. I just like
Ah.
Cup. You could have Cup. Why don't you just
Oh, look at
farm?
Stark.
Oh my gosh. I mean that. Yeah. Sortie is sad.
Oh, man.
Vander Chewy. Say you don't know anything about Dash without saying you
Oh,
don't know anything about
man.
Dash. Hold on.
Rain.
Does he have the Dash Omicron? I really hope not.
We can go check. Is he
Why am I hurting
scoundrel or
myself?
smuggler?
Smuggler. He's both. But
No, he doesn't.
okay. Well, at least that. All right. Carry on.
Oh, all right. Well,
Let's just not. I'm done. Goodbye,
okay.
everyone. See you next week.
See you next week.